Hi moms and dads, welcome back to Supermom Facebook Live. Today we are going to show you the Maxi Cosi range of car seats, and this is the Beryl, alright? Now, for those of you who don't know what about Maxi Cosi, that means you have not been doing your car seat research properly, okay? Now, Maxi Cosi has brought over 50 million of babies since 30 over years ago, alright? 1983, it's one of the key leaders in car seat safety ever since it started. In fact, believe it or not, they were the first ones who created the rear-facing car seat. And why do we need rear-facing car seat? If you haven't been following us, we have told you that rear-facing is extremely important, especially when you are holding a young kid. So let's take a look at the Maxi Cosi Beryl car seat. Now, first things first, we're talking about safety, right? Key features about your safety is always about, say for example, the seat belt, the ability to tie your car seat over to a seat belt. You've definitely got something called ISOFIX, right? So if you don't know what ISOFIX is, right? ISOFIX is actually this little buckle at the side where most of your cars should already have. The reason for ISOFIX, it kind of fits in your car seat very tightly into the seat of the car itself. Now you've got to have that because you don't want a car seat that is moving. One thing we really liked about this Maxi Cosi car seat is that if you realized it, these are actually moving independently, okay? Now the reason why it's independent, sometimes some car seat when they have to move together, it's very hard to click both at the same time. So for us, we like it independently so that we can just move and click it. Now, if you need to know when it's safe, okay? So now when you are done with the pushing in, gotta push this in, it clicks, you'll be able to see a green color tag. And this is to tell you that it is safely locked in. You'll also be able to keep this in, so this keeps it safe. Alright, next key thing, floorboard. Now, most of the time, all key car seats always definitely have this, okay? But when we're looking at the floorboard side, you'll be wondering how come got two indicator. Now this is actually a very interesting feature about Maxi Cosi. First things first, the two indicators let you know that the car seat is now fixed inside the main base itself. So that's the first one. If it's not green, it's not safe. You've got to be adjusting your car seat once again. The second one is for the floorboard. So for the floorboard, this additional mechanism would mean that you have to hit all the way to the ground. If it cannot sense anything, this is now maximum, okay? That's the reason why it's green. But if it's not sensing something, it will always be red. Notice that it's not perpendicular. It needs to be perpendicular so that it's flat onto the ground. So what you got to do is just fit it in and lock it down. And that's when you know that it is safe. Alright, so this is very, very important feature. Now all this actually attempts to keep the car seat fixed onto this car seat, onto the seat of the car, so that it's safe for your baby. Now let's take a look a little bit about the rest of the car seats. Now most car seats generally are they have this thing called group 0 to group 3. This Maxi Cosi Beryl car seat actually does just that. Now in addition to it, it actually has an infant insert as well. So this is important, especially when we have young babies, when the size of the car seat itself may not be able to hold it properly. Now this infant insert is part of the entire car seat. You just have to place it in so that baby's space is a lot smaller and a lot more safer for baby. Now let's take, of course we talk about baby, we talk about safety all around, right? This entire space is actually made out of high density foam, able to resist any form of shocks from the left and the right, and even from the back of the seat itself. Again, very important that it's actually made from G-cell. So what does that mean? It's a shock absorber. So in the case there's anything happening in your car, all this shock is going to be absorbed by the car seat itself, keeping baby really safe. So this is in the forward facing. Forward facing is advised only when your kid is around, like say 1 and above, when baby is a lot more stable. Now if the baby is too young, our advice is always rear facing. So let's talk about the different positions itself. So to get into rear facing, you actually have to make it lying down because baby needs to lie down first. You're going to be pressing the little button in the front, and this unlocks the car seat itself. You can lift it up. And then, that's when you rotate it around. Now when you rotate it around, you're going to be placing back to the base, okay? Now if you're doing it wrongly, you'll realize that there is no clicking sound and this is always green. This is always red. So you have to place it back quickly and lock. You hear the click, you know your baby is safe. Again, a nice, slightly lying down one is actually more safer for a baby. Again, you want it to be rear facing, especially when baby is really very young. Alright? On the baby side, with the infant insert, you definitely still have your key features where you have your 5-point safety harness, which we're going to show later. and more importantly, it's in a position where baby is kept as safe as possible. Now, let's go and move on to the forward facing so that you can see what we can do now. So forward facing, again, very simple. Press the button in the front and you'll be able to lift this up, rotate it around, and place it back in the base of the car seat. Again, you need to be looking out for all the buckles. If it's not clicking green, you know that it's not safe. Alright, so forward facing for our young children. So at the forward facing side, let's take a look at the different variations that you can do. There are actually 5 different levels of recline. All you have to do is just press the button in the front. So simple, rotate up and down. Very easy to manage. Now, safety features wise, we actually still have the key features of any key car seat, which is the 5-point safety harness. One thing we really liked about this is that when you're looking at the 5-point harness, the 5 points itself, we're talking about baby's shoulders, baby's feet, as well as the baby's front. So it's just like a puzzle system. Place it in, baby is kept inside, and lock it down. What we like about the Maxi Cosi side is it's very easy to tighten, but usually most car seats is very hard to loosen. Maxi Cosi has that solution. All you do is just press this button over the side and you can just loosen it very easily. Oops, let's press here and so simple. Okay, easy to remove. Most of the times you get very entangled up when you're trying to like release the buckles and whatnot. This is actually a very easy and convenient way to manage this. Alright, so when you're done, you don't need the infant car seat insert as baby is growing up. Then that's when you need to also be adjusting the head side itself. So the head, very simple. You actually have some buckles at the back. All you do is just to press, depress and pull up when necessary. Adjusting it is important because baby's head must always be kept in the side of this car seat so that again, shock absorbing features are very, very important. So if you are into a car seat and really interested to find that safe car seat for your kid, you definitely need to check out the Maxi Cosi range of car seats. And for us, we're going to be checking out the Beryl car seat for all its new features that is made safer for our babies, and we are going to be part of the next 50 million babies for car safety. Alright, so for more information about the Maxi Cosi Beryl car seat, head on over to our Supermom marketplace page. That's over at www.welovesupermom.com. And don't forget to continue to follow us on our Supermom Facebook Live. That's www.facebook.com/welovesupermom. Till next time, mommies and daddies, we will see you back here at Supermom Facebook Live. Bye!